Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm going to show you how to create lo-fi type beats right inside of FL Studio. Let's hop straight into it. The main sound you guys want to focus on is called the Labs Soft Piano. So if you open up Labs here, there's a piano preset called Soft Piano. It's completely free. This is, I believe, a felt piano. So it sounds really, it's like a piano, but it's toned down to where it's not so bright and powerful. So here's the technique you want to follow. For your chords, to get those jazz-like chords, let's go to our channel rack here, right-click, go to piano roll. I'll show you guys how to do this if you don't have a MIDI controller first, and then I'll show you guys how to just think about it. So firstly, pick the top tone that you want to hear. So let's say we want to hear that as our top tone. All we have to do is copy this note and pull it down 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hitting shift down in this case, hit shift again and pull this down 7 more notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have the shell of the chord. And for now, we're going to pull up the ellipses and turn this down a little bit. It's a little too loud. So you can play softer by pulling this ellipses up. Go to Control and make sure you're on velocity. Okay, so now we have the structure of the chord. We're going to fill in what's called the minor third or the major third. So we just listen for what tone sounds better. So we're just going to add in a first tone here, 3 semitones up from the root note, 1, 2, 3. And then if that's too dark, pull this up 1, so now it's 4 semitones up. So it depends on which tone you guys like. In this case, I like the minor tone. Let's copy this and then count it up 7 more notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's your full chord just like that. So as long as you remember the number 7, you guys should be good. Okay, and what we can do is use that same technique to play different styles here. So again, if you're on the keyboard, you just pick the top leading note and count down 7. Count down 7 more. And now you just figure out, okay, do you want the minor third, which is 3 semitones up from the bottom note? Take this 5th and count up 3 more notes. There you have the full chord. So I'm going to play it like this. Okay, so let's change the tempo, and we're going to record to a drum track. Let's go to our browser here. Let's go to 86 BPM. Let's go to song mode. Pull the BPM down to 86 in this case. We're going to match Decap's swag drum loop. Let's just turn that down. Usually when you guys are hearing lo-fi, it's built around a drum break. Okay, rarely are people doing the drums by themselves. Okay, I don't know why this isn't cloning. So let's just hit Control to highlight, hit Shift, and then pull that over. Okay, now we have that. Let's go back to our channel rack. Let's go back, hit Control L, go back to Labs, and now we're going to play that chord that we just created. My finger slipped, so I got lost on there. Okay, let's record this. And all we have to do is just play this one chord. Just gonna strum it in different speeds. I'll show you guys how to add different chords in between. Okay, so once we have that, let's figure out what chord we want to hear next. Now, I'm trying not to go so high level, but basically we can go to what's called the 5th of this chord, which is 7 semitones up from the bottom note here. So if I grab this root note, which is A flat or G sharp in this case, we can count up 7 notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives you E flat. And then we could build what's called a dominant 9th chord from E flat. So E flat. I'll give you guys the gist. It's 0, 4, 7, 10, 14. That's the dominant 9th chord. This is 0. We're going to count up our keyboard note by note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't like playing it in this vanilla way. I like to actually raise my 5th and 9th. So I'm gonna play it that way. Just copy the notes. You don't have to like go too deep into the study here. So I'm gonna add that in. All right, sorry, y'all. My overdub was turned off for some reason. Let's do that again. Okay, let's add that in. So usually I add it right at the end of a bar. Let's add it at the end of this one. Okay, so we could kind of pick the notes. So my finger hit the wrong note, so let's just fix that. Okay, so that's how you get that melodic movement without doing too much. We only have two chords here, the dominant and the tonic. Now let's just turn down the level so it's not competing. Now if you want the drums to not, distract the listener, it depends on what style of lo-fi you guys are going for, but let's add a parametric EQ too, and I'll just show you guys how to filter the drum so it's not so boomy. Basically, you just want to take out the bass because you don't want the bass to like become fatiguing to the listener. And then you can pull the highs down just like this. And it makes it a little more of a background tone. Now again, adding bass, we can add more bass in here, but the thing is, let's add flex just to keep it easy. You guys will get the project files for free. Let's go to general MIDI. We could add acoustic bass. We could do, there's a couple electric basses in here. Electric. Let's try some electric bass first, and we might try the acoustic bass. So I'm just playing the root notes and then the octave and the fifth of the chords we just played. I'm gonna play an octave higher than usual. Notice we don't have a ton of rhythm. I'm keeping the bass really spread out. Okay, using those half steps and using that dominant note. Now I'm keeping the bass in this high octave so that it's not super low frequency. We can turn it down. All right, so that's really all you guys need is just chords, a bass. We don't need too much top line. We spread apart the harmony layer as the top line. Now, if you guys want to get fancy and add more stuff, the top line, remember, is the memorable melody, but the thing is, you don't want to overly crowd lo-fi beats, especially if it's study music, because then it becomes too distracting. But we can add a simple technique is to add octaves for like a jazzier tone. So octaves is when you play the same note up and down an octave. Sounds like that. So the same way our bass was spread out, we spread out the top line. That could technically be considered the top line because it is the high frequency part of the song. So again, you have 4 layers for a song. You have the top line layer, you have the harmony section, you have the contrast, which is the bass line or the counter melody, and then you have the rhythm. So we've created each one of those. Let's move this up. We've created each one of those layers. So now the beat is technically done as far as the components of a beat. So we have the top line up here, and you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Then here is the rhythm. And we could throw in more chords, but again, if this is easy listening music, we're not trying to make it go crazy. Let's see if we could add another chord. So I added another chord in there just to add more tone and color and movement. So let's say you don't have a MIDI controller, but you want to humanize stuff. I'll show you guys the tools you want to use. So let's say you have a chord here. I'm just going to quickly draw in a chord just to show you guys how it works. So here's a chord and you want to humanize it. First, highlight it, hit Alt-G to ungroup any notes. Go to where it says Tools. We're going to go to Humanize. Mess with these parameters here. And basically it offsets the notes and messes with the velocity to sound more human. And nextly you want to use, it's called the Remove Overlap script. You have to find this in the FL Studio image line piano roll script subform. So you have to go into create a forum account at image line and then go to the piano roll script section and download the one for remove overlaps. It should be an easy Google search. So basically if you have multiple chords and you have stuff like overlapping like this, FL Studio will mute the notes most of the time. It just messes stuff up. So basically you want to just remove the overlappage so that now they're two separate things. See how down here I didn't have these highlighted, so it's still overlapping, but these are not overlapping. So that's how you fix that problem. There's a piano roll script for that. So when you humanize, basically you want to redo that because there might be overlapping notes. So that's how you get a more realistic playing style. All right, so it's that simple. If you want to learn how to make beats like the pros, go to busyworksbeats.com/premium. You guys can sign up for free today. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. You will get these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Peace out, guys.